We're going to start this week's meals out with some fish tacos. When it's crappie season, we use crappie from the lake. This is the sauce from Rubio's where Derek used to get fish tacos when he was growing up. It's like a baja sauce. Half a cup of plain yogurt. Half a cup of mayonnaise. He just said Rubio's is a San Diego fish company. Yeah, he's from San Diego. 1/4 teaspoon of cayenne pepper. Half a teaspoon of cumin. Half a teaspoon of fresh dill, or we don't have fresh because it's the middle of winter. Half a teaspoon of pepper. Half a teaspoon of salt. The juice of 1 lime. So that's half. And 1 lime. And then we whisk. He doesn't like to whisk the crap out of it like I do. Not homemade. When we feel fancy, we heat up the corn tortillas on the electric skillet instead of the microwave. This is actually the last 1/4 of that cabbage from the Rumble de Thumps, and what else did we make?
Borscht.
Oh, borscht. Cabbage lasts a long time. You can also buy like a coleslaw bag. Just heat those up for a little bit. Yeah. We like to garnish ours with a little lime, and there you go. Easy, quick meal. I'm making Salisbury steak, mashed taters, oh if I don't dump it in the meat, and some carrots. Got a pound of ground mince. It's supposed to have condensed onion soup mix, but we don't have that, so I'm using cream of mushroom. We'll need that for the gravy too. So just 1/3 of that. Oops. 1 egg. Some salt. Pepper. And since we're supposed to have condensed onion, I'm just gonna put some onion powder in it. Some breadcrumbs. I just kind of eyeball that. And then we mix. Still frozen in the middle. And I got a handful of onion powder on my hand. More breadcrumbs. That's why I never put those up after I get the first batch. Okay, that'll be better. I'm just gonna make 4. Into the ovals. You know what? I may do the oval shape after I heat up the pan. No, I'm gonna do it now. You can't have Salisbury steak without mashed potatoes, but I've made it so many times on these videos I'm not going to go through it. I put a little olive oil in the bottom of this pan and then I waited for it to be heated up before I added my steaks. You just want it to be browned on each side because it's going to cook in the gravy for about 20 minutes. I'm back here on low because it's going to cook for a while. I'm just going to get my carrots on so I don't forget them. That's all I'm going to do for now. In this bowl we're going to make the gravy. With the rest of that cream of mushroom. Usually if I don't have the condensed onion soup, I'll use Lipton onion packets. Half a teaspoon of mustard powder. I'm going to add onion again. Probably about the same, half a teaspoon. A tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce. Oh no. We might have another one. Let me see. Indeedy. And 1/4 cup of ketchup. Hopefully that's a 4th. Looks like I need to flip my patties. Yep. I also need 1/4 cup of water and a tablespoon of flour. Now I might water this down even more because I think the condensed onion soup is a little waterier than this. We shall see. Yeah, I think I'm going to add like 1/8 of a cup of water. It is pretty browned on both sides. So since it's brown, I'm going to put the sauce that's normally brownish and not pink. Hopefully I didn't get too carried away with the ketchup, and I'm going to turn that down. Maybe move it off the heat for a minute. I think I'm going to add even more water just because now it has to cook for 20 minutes. And my directions don't say to turn it down, but I'm going to put it on low and put the lid on and just cook it like that. Our milk is expired for the mashed taters, so I'm going to make some out of dried milk. It's about 1/3 of a cup to 7/8 of a cup of water. And that is why we keep dried milk around, and for some recipes. Okay. This recipe is a lot better with condensed onion soup mix. Derek did not like the substitution. I've been working pretty hard in the garden lately to get everything ready for spring. I think I have the animals ready for having babies. We should have one this week, so make sure you're subscribed so you can see my farm videos, because there's about to be a lot of cute babies on the farm. BLTs are a good hearty meal that are really easy, and that's what we did a lot of this week, is quicker meals. I looked at a sourdough recipe today and I thought about it this morning, but I had to go to the farm. I'm getting ready for spring, so I bought that. It's in the rolls that I can. Also, tomatoes and avocados. Gotta have an extra strip of bacon for the dogs. This is from our pigs. We actually just found out that one of the pigs we sold was an impressive weight. So we've decided that all of Jenny's babies are going to stay for our feeder pigs. This tomato's pretty hard. Can't wait for... I can wait for tomato season because it's going to be so flippin' hot. Okay. Whatever we don't eat from this last one, I'm going to give to the chickens. But I love egg and tomato, so I'm probably going to have an egg and tomato sandwich in the morning. I actually have an avocado tree, and it got a little cold in the greenhouse, so all the leaves died. I'm still working out kinks in that greenhouse. But it still looks alive, so hopefully we get some new leaves and maybe get some avocados, but I bet it's a little too stressed right now to think about that. My husband went fishing today, and he's talking to his fishing partner. They're nerding out over fishing. They do little, like, working men's tournaments out here. Okay. We got that on broil. Usually Derek's the one to do the broil stuff because I will forget it while I'm doing dishes and they'll burn. There's my bacon helper. You just can't go wrong with the BLT. There's no other way to say it. It was delish. Tonight, Schnitzel.
What, the Schnitzel?
And then I'm going to use these golden beets that I harvested from the garden, but I need to use them, so we're going to try them roasted. I found this in the vegetable keeper. I think it's a little past its primes. It made me see these, and I wanted to start sweet potato slips, but I don't want to waste. They're only up here, so I don't want to waste the rest of it. So we're gonna have mashed sweet potatoes, and I'm gonna cut them right there and put this in some water to grow these slips out. I chopped off where the slips are. Just like an avocado, I put toothpicks in it so it's in the water but not all the way in the water. You know what I mean? And so it can get light too. Plus I got green onions, and then I started alfalfa sprouts the other day because they would have been good with the BLTs. And there's my sweet potatoes. I grow beets every year in my fall garden. The only other recipe I have is for borscht, which I made 2 pantry challenge videos ago. But this year I decided to try golden beets. Kevin from Epic Gardening says if you don't like beets, try golden beets. I've never really had beets by themselves, and I think I undercooked these. So I imagine they're supposed to be the consistency of a roasted potato, and they were a little bit crunchy. So I think they would have been better had they been cooked longer. They were definitely not bad, but they weren't like great. So they were pretty mild and all flavor. It was kind of like a potato. I don't know why, but when I chop sweet potatoes, I always think of when I did my internship at the Fort Worth Zoo. The primates in particular loved sweet potatoes, but they had to be cooked. They would not eat them raw. I'm gonna have saran wrap ready for when I have meaty hands. Oh, we'll have lots. I'm gonna go ahead and turn the fat off. As you can tell, these chops are pretty small. We have learned that having more than 3 pigs in one pen, with our size pens, is never good. You can't get them to a consistent size, so this one was really small. I'm just going to do this on the countertop and not the butcher block, or whatever that is, cutting board. Okay. And it's supposed to be about a 1/4 inch thick. That's something to say about the tenderness though, because those pounded really easy. Idaho Pasture Pig subliminal message. You know when you put your card in at a store and it says do not remove? It always makes me want to remove it. I guess because I'm a rebel. But I read don't let it swim in the oil, but it said let it swim in the oil. So I added enough. It was still really good. Mixed with a little salt. The only other time I've had schnitzel is in the army, and for me to recreate a DFAC food, it must have been pretty good. A couple eggs. And some breadcrumbs. Oh, these are Italian style. Hold on. I'll just use them anyway. Well, I know. It'll mess with the flavor. Hold on. And some breadcrumbs. Black salt. Pepper. Put it in the flour. Oh, of course I didn't salt and pepper that side. Put it in the flour. Shaky, shaky. Egg mixture. And then breadcrumbs. Straight over here. I'm going to turn that down. I had this on medium-high heat, kept messing with the temperature because I got it a little bit burnt, but not too bad. I only cooked it for about 2 minutes on each side. But I think this one's ready to flip. Oh. Yeah. Which one did I do second? That one? Okay, still might have had it a little hot. But these are super thin, so they're probably cooked. It looks black in the camera, but they're kind of just over golden. I don't know if this is traditionally served with gravy, but that's what the army did, and that's what I'm gonna do. Brown gravy. Just got the sweet potatoes drained, and I'm preheating our little toaster oven for the beets. I could eat this plain, but I'm gonna add some butter. Okay. And some dark brown sugar. Oh, and a little bit of salt. Oh, beets are ready. Good. They do. Oh, hot things are hot. The schnitzel was so good that Derek went back for a second one too. Don't worry, I did. Tonight we're having a Banh Mi sandwich. This is how we make it. It's not traditional. I am doing this in a cast iron because it's going to be in the oven later. Okay, I'm just going to get this on probably medium high and put some olive oil in there because we're going to sear the pork loin before it goes in the oven. salt and pepper on both sides of this. Or all sides of it. I'm not sure what cut they use. Traditionally, there's also like a liver pate on it, but we don't do that. I've never had liver. Sounds like it would be gross by the name, but I don't know because I've never had it. Okay, salt and pepper, and then in a minute I'll get some garlic and put it on top of there. Hear that sizzle? Neither do I. Okay, I got some garlic powder here. I'm just not going to put it on the bottom because my hands were still dirty and I wanted to be done touching this. Flipping this sucker. It looks good. I could have probably turned the heat up a little bit higher. That's good enough for me. This is going in here for, I don't know, probably 20 minutes until it's done in the middle. I think 160, 165. I'm going to make carrot matchsticks or julienne them with this thing. Go ahead and spread them out kind of in a single layer. And grab you some rice wine vinegar. And you're going to soak it for at least 30 minutes. I wouldn't even say 30. Probably like 20. I don't know, till the pork's done. It gives it a good flavor, but you do want to use rice wine and not regular vinegar. It'll be way too tart, like too tangy. Traditionally, this is served on a French bread, like one of those smaller French bread things. And for some reason, we bought bolillos one day, and now we are stuck on using bolillos. So he always gets me wheat and him white, and we'll toast that in a minute. P.S. I forgot to show you all my sourdough crock, which is actually a butter churning thing. So it has a hole in the top where the little churner would go. And I just use this bowl cover so it looks like it has a shower cap on. Someday I'll get me some clay and make a little handle or something. I don't know. But there's my cute little crock. It's at 162. Now I'm going to get this thingy up to the top so we can put it on broil. We're going to let that rest a little bit, let the juices, you know, do their thing. Come on. Now don't let it burn. And this is how I assemble 𝐥𝐢𝐤𝐞. Stuff's delish. It's fiery though, so don't put too much on it. And that's me saying it. Usually I do, and I just suck it up and eat it anyway. I don't use mayo. I use Roche. This is a nasty way to make it. Mayo and 𝐥𝐢𝐤𝐞. I don't like mayo by itself. I have to have it in ranch form. And then you take some of these carrots. Which one's the bottom? And then meat. That's kind of hot. And then cilantro.
Cilantro? What in a cockadoodle? Cilantro.
I love cilantro. And there we go. It was 80 degrees yesterday, and today is 50 something, but it feels like 20 something because we got used to 80 degrees. So I'm making cauliflower soup, and that might sound gross because I would have said the same thing if I hadn't had it. It's full of butter and cream and stuff, so it's real good for you. Cauliflower's just in there to sound healthy. This is a Pioneer Woman recipe, so I'm going to melt down 4 tablespoons of butter and then add a medium onion finely chopped. This was our last fresh onion, so from now on I'll be using the frozen ones, which is good because spring is coming up and I got a lot of onions growing right now. Oh. Okay, we're going to cook it until it starts to brown, or 4 to 5 minutes. Oh my gosh, dogs. To that, we're going to add a stalk of celery finely diced and a carrot finely diced. And cook that for 2 minutes more. Here's 1 head of broccoli in bite-sized pieces. Cauliflower, whatever it is. 2 tablespoons of fresh or dried parsley. 1, oops, 2. Okay, now we cover it, put it on low for 15 minutes. Ain't no vegetarians in this house, so we usually grab a rotisserie chicken, but we need to get through that thigh meat. I just take it off the bone and then butterflied some huge chicken breasts. Now it's time for a quart, oh my, of chicken broth. Bring that to a boil and then reduce heat to medium-low and simmer about 10 minutes. And in the meantime, this pot is going to have another 4 tablespoons of butter. This is 2 cups whole milk, and I'm going to put 6 tablespoons of flour in there and then whisk it together. I took a risk here, it barely fit in there, but I didn't want to do more dishes. Now we're going to slowly whisk this in. The flour and whole milk, that is, into the butter. And this is going to cook until it's thickened, and it says about 5 minutes. And then we'll add it to that. I need to check on my chicken. Put it into this pot. Oh. Then add a cup of half and half, and I'm going to stir it because it says to do it off the heat, but we're going to take some risks. Then we add a bay leaf or 2 and let it simmer for 15 to 20 minutes. Here's about, oh, why did I leave that on? Oh my gosh. The whole time this has been simmering, I've had that burner on, not that one. No wonder it never bubbled. Okay, it's been simmering for a while, or doing whatever. It's been actually on now. I'm gonna add my chicken in so it doesn't get too cold. And stir that in. The last thing you want to do is add salt and pepper to taste. Or pepper. And then my camera died. This was really good, especially the second day. I love this soup. We're making green curry chicken with this brand. We really like this. I think we got this. Did we get this from Amazon?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna get 1 chicken breast slashed pretty thin. Now we need to get this whole can and almost a cup of coconut milk to boiling.
Remember to save some out.
Yeah. And then Derek usually sets some aside for me so I can make mine spicier. So I'm going to save that so I can add more spice. We usually keep all this in bulk, like the coconut milk and the water chestnuts and bamboo shoots, because we make a lot of Asian stuff, and this is one of my faves. I'm gonna try not to breathe into the camera like I do pretty often. Oh, that was real well shaken. Okay. Chunky deliciousness. We used to get this when we were dating and living somewhere else, and Derek would get those little eggplants, the little like ball ones, and he wanted eggplants last year and didn't really use them, but this year I found the little ball ones. They're like Thai green frog something or another eggplants. Well, that happened fast, so now we add our chicken. And I'm gonna freaking turn it down. It doesn't say it, but I'm going to. And then you add about 2 more cups of the coconut milk too. You pretty much add the rest of the coconut milk that was in that container that I had. And I'm gonna turn it back up a little. I have got it on medium high. I'll get my other cans open. We add a whole can of bamboo and a whole can of water chestnuts sliced. The whole ones are a little too big for us. And then you just cook it till the chicken's done. I've got jasmine rice cooking over here, but you can use whatever rice you want. I just added my extra stuff to my sauce. And it was, of course, delish. I love this meal. I put more sauce on it than he does. If you like this video, feel free to subscribe. I upload Wednesdays and Sundays, and you can keep watching us grow our farm. Have a good one.